Hey, everybody. Today I'm answering a question that I get asked so often inside my Spiritual Women Entrepreneurs group, and this is understanding the legal side of your business. What do you absolutely need from a legal perspective when you start your business? And if you've started your business without ever looking at this, I highly recommend you do, because you definitely want to include this in your business, even if you've already been taking payments and signing on clients. So today's episode, the legal side of your business. Stick around. You're listening to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast.
Welcome to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast. And now your host, Meliss Jakubovic.
Having a business is so fun. It can provide a lot of creativity, an outlet for your creativity, and also freedom and abundance and the ability to do what you want, when you want, work with who you want, from where you want. But you still have to understand that there is a legal side to your business. So this flowy freedom, very feminine, we've got to talk today about some masculine energy, which is we live in a legal system and our business needs to be compliant. And you don't want to get stuck not having this ready to go, because different people from the government could come after you later if you don't. So the very first thing you want is a business name. And if you're not sure what name to choose, the best name to choose is really your name. This way you can always change what you do. For example, a long time ago, I was a health and life coach and I had a business name. And then that company morphed into what my company is today, Meliss Marketing, which obviously has a different business name. So I had to change a bunch of things when I changed over my business. If my business name was just Meliss Jakubovic, I could choose what I wanted to do under it. I could be a health coach or life coach or business coach. So if you're not sure what to do and what to choose, going with your name is really the best, and you can grab a URL, the domain for your name if you haven't already. But if you don't want to go with your name, then you can go with something very simple. My advice to you on this is don't waste time on it. Don't waste time starting your business and bringing money in, because you need to get the perfect cutesy creative name. And in fact, if you're too cutesy and creative, then it's going to be hard for people to remember your name, how to spell it. Sometimes people get really carried away, or they have a very long business name, which makes it really hard to type in on a website. We want to make it easy for them. We want it to be so easy that they know you're the one that we're dealing with, and this is the link that we go to. So come up with your business name, and then you want to register your name with your government. Now, I only can speak to the USA, so whichever country you're in, go find out what that process is. But you want to file your business with your local state government and register it as an LLC or any of the other options. I have an LLC, and I think as a solopreneur, that's the best way to start. But again, if you want to figure this out for real, you should hire a lawyer, because disclaimer, guess what? I'm not a lawyer. But you want to register your name with your government, and that's going to give you an EIN, an employer identification number. This is like a social security number, but for your business. And that's going to help you when it comes to tax time. So make sure you get that all situated. Write that number down. It's a number that gets used all the time when opening your bank accounts, or when applying for loans, or for filing your taxes. And if you have an accountant, they're going to need that number. And just put it somewhere where you'll know where to find it. It's easy to find, and you can always pull it out whenever you need. I'm inviting you to join Marketing with Intention, the only program focused on helping healers and coaches just like you get consistent leads to fill your calendar with no ad spend. This is my hands-on coaching experience to enhance your marketing and increase your income. Let's get you more clients. In Marketing with Intention, you'll have the strategy, systems, and support to see massive results from me and my top coaches, with opportunities to get help every single day. Join us at marketingwithintention.com. Then you're going to need a business banking account. Now, in my very first businesses when I was a teenager, I didn't do this, and I ran all of my business money through my personal account, and it made it a nightmare at tax time. And it was very hard to split it up and say this was for that and this was for that. just do yourself a favor. As I've matured as a business owner, I have learned that you want a separate account for this, a business banking account. This is going to help you keep your business and your personal expenses separate. And those finances are going to be very clear when it comes time to tax time. And you want to be able to track your expenses. So you want a system to track your expenses. I know there's a lot of programs out there to do that, and they cost money. And I'm all for programs. I have a lot of softwares, but when it comes to tracking my expenses, I just use a Google Sheet, and it's very easy for me. And each spreadsheet, each tab at the bottom is for a different type of expense. And every time I spend, I just write it in there. And at the end of the year, I send that spreadsheet to my accountant, and it's very easy. Now, when it comes to having a bank account for your business, I highly, highly recommend Relay, and I'm putting the link down below in the show notes, because when you click on that link, you're going to get a free banking account with them. And the cool thing about the banking account is that it's not just a standard banking system where you have like a checking account and a savings account for your business. In fact, you can have up to 50 different sub accounts totally for free. You can have a debit card for each one of those accounts totally for free. Now, you might think, I don't need 50 accounts. That seems overwhelming. I don't even know why you'd suggest it. So don't worry about that. But as your team grows, you may want different accounts. Right now, I have accounts for each department in our team. So we have a lead generation account, a design account, a content account, an operations account, a tax account, a gift account, so I can give gifts to people on my team. And I actually run my business through the Profit First method, and this is the best bank account for that. So even if you don't run your bank accounts through the Profit First method, at least yet, because I highly recommend it, and I do have a podcast episode about that, but it is a very good way to run your banking system if you're an online entrepreneur. So the link is down below in the show notes, and it's totally free to sign up if you use the link that I'm providing down below. So you want to make sure that you have your banking account set up, and then also you'll be able to transfer funds very easily from each sub account within Relay and also to your main business banking account. And when it comes time for tax season, and you have the system where you've tracked all of your expenses and it's separate in all these different sub accounts, it's going to be seamless for you if you do your own taxes or your accountant to run them for you. And it's really exciting to see your money grow when you use this banking system. So highly recommend it. Again, link down in the show notes. And the last thing you'll need is to set up a website. Now, I say this with the caveat that please don't waste your time on a website, and also don't stop yourself from signing clients before you get a website, because a website is actually not something that you absolutely need, even though most people think that they do. You can sign plenty of high ticket clients online using social media without ever having a website. But if you want a website, or maybe you go to networking events and you need to put a website address on a business card, then set up a very basic website. All you need is your business name, and try to get it at a .com domain. That's the most popular, but other domain names are okay as well. And actually, when you're trying to decide what your business name is, I would recommend seeing if that domain is available before you make it final. So that way you can get a URL with a domain that has your business name at a .com preferably. And then you need to have a hosting service. So first you buy the URL, which is just the name itself. Then you buy the hosting service, which is going to host the location of your website. And then you'll be able to create an email address for yourself that isn't at Gmail or at Hotmail or anything like that, which looks a whole lot more professional when you can have an email address at your business name. So for example, my email address is meliss@melissmarketing.com, not at Gmail or something like that. So figure out your business name, make sure the domain is available, and then pay for hosting and set up your email. Now, when you're creating this website, I highly recommend WordPress, but this depends on your budget. But WordPress is the best type of website to have when you are trying to put content out and you want to have great search engine optimization. And it's really not that hard to edit. People do say it's hard because they want you to buy Wix and Squarespace and all those other things, but those websites are fine as well if you're like, you know what, I don't want to deal with WordPress and I'd rather just have a drag and drop that's fine. But when it comes to standing out on Google and in the marketplace, a WordPress website is much better for you. And there's a lot of great plugins. So as your business grows, you can add things in that are really powerful. But that's up to you. Again, you don't even need a website, but I do recommend getting the domain so that you can have that email. And that's really all you need when it comes to setting up your business legally, with the exception of if you do have a website, you will need to put 3 things at the bottom. The first is your privacy policy. The second is your terms of service. And the third is your disclaimer. So you want to make sure you have all 3 of those legal documents. You can find them online as a template, but I highly recommend that eventually you hire a lawyer and you get something that really makes sense for you. And then you'll put those little links at the bottom of your website. And when someone clicks on them, it will take them to another page where they can read through your privacy policy. If you're going to have a website, you have to have those 3 things to be compliant. So that's what you need to get your business set up from the legal perspective. And now that you've done that, go out and get some clients. I hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast at www.marketingtipswithmeliss.com.
Oh, wait, before you go, I've got a super special invitation for you, so listen up. Join thousands of spiritual women, entrepreneurs, coaches, healers, and business owners in a cozy community to learn effective and aligned strategies to grow and scale your business through organic marketing and so much more. And for a limited time, when you join my free community, you will also get a free copy of my book, Abundance of Aligned Clients and Consistent Income. Join the Spiritual Women Entrepreneurs community at spiritualwomenentrepreneurs.com to claim all your free gifts. See you on the inside.